Hello, Team Starlight. We're back with round 3. Today we've got Josh playing Virus Vayu, which we saw earlier, against Kevin playing Gladiator Beast. Virus player gonna get Card Trooper out and a Dust Shoot with another back row. He's gonna see the Glad Beasts. There's 2 out, so depending on this back row, this Card Trooper might be done. He's gonna just send one of the Glad Beasts back. Gonna take a look at all the back row that he's gonna have to deal with eventually, and we're gonna see what happens here. I've got Declan with me today to co-commentate. What's up, Declan?
Hello. So I was taken out by this GB player, Kevin. Good game in round 2, but here we are. He gets his monster bottomless. Very unfortunate. So now he just has a handful of battle traps and Solemn and Book of Moon. So this card trooper gonna keep getting value. Unfortunately, no good mills. So that's good for him.
It's gonna mill the second bottomless, so as a Glad Beast player, you don't have to play around that anymore. That's pretty good. And you're seeing a bunch of weak monsters getting put out on the board that you can potentially run over if he draws into basically any monster. Even Murmillo would be good enough. But he is going to use his Mirror Force, which is interesting. Josh is going to draw a card now, and DD Designator's coming out. Looks like being used in the main deck. It's basically Mind Crush spell card that banishes, for people that don't know, and he's just going to call a card that he already knows, which is Deprison. And just like that, all of the traps have been dealt with, so you're probably feeling pretty good dealing with Solemn and Mirror Force already.
Yeah, and these are just the kind of game states that DD Designator creates, because you just reduce the game state trade card for card, so we're just getting draw passes because neither player has any monsters. They're just setting back rows. As soon as the GB player draws a monster, it could be bad for Josh, but maybe he has a way to stop it at the back row.
Yep, I'm seeing a Test Tiger, so looks like no Glad Beast yet. See Smashing Ground, War Chariot, bunch of stuff that can deal with things once they come out, but for now we're just going to go random MST, get rid of the Mirror Force, which I guess is pretty good, and Josh is just going to summon Vayu.
It's a good hit. Don't love doing that if you don't have a play that you're hoping to follow it up with, but yeah. I mean, always good to deal with Mirror Force, especially as a GB player.
Yep, exactly. And we see Greffer coming out. See if that's going to get dealt with. Looks like its effect is going to go through, so we've got Sirocco and Necrogardna, which is pretty good against GBs. They can only usually bring out one monster, so Necrogardna is basically just going to be like a skip turn for a GB player. We've got to think here if we're just going to go Vayu. It's going to say you don't have Torrential, and even if you do, it's fine, because Vayu and Armed Wing. It's going to go Bottomless and Chain Deck Devi. So Test Tiger's going to go.
Wow. Rescue Cat.
That's pretty
is that
good.
Rescue Cat?
Test Tiger.
Oh, but there's 2 monsters that he sent off of it. There's a Test Tiger in there, and there's a second one.
You're right. It is Rescue Cat. It was the alt art.
Mm-hmm. So on res, he's gonna Mind Crush and hit the Brain Control. So that's really, really good. Pretty much max value that you'll ever get out of a deck Devi versus a Glad Beast player is if they're running the Test Tiger build and you actually manage to hit that and Rescue Cat. Wild.
Yep. And the hand knowledge is really, really good, because I do see that Josh has Heavy Storm in hand, and now he's going to know all of the back row that he's potentially dealing with, and they're just going to scoop it up and go into game 2. Unfortunate. Kevin just could not see a Glad Beast that could stick other than the one that he played that got bottomless at the beginning. So game 2.
Yep, so game 2, Glad Beast going first. I see a Cold Wave in his hand. Very, very scary card.
We're just going to go set 1 pass. I'm assuming that's got to be like Hoplimus or something, because what else are you setting in Glads? Allure coming out from Josh. He's going to get rid of Vayu. I see Gores in hand. I see another Vayu in hand and a bunch of traps. But he's going to go normal summon Fusilier, I think is what it's called.
Yes, I'm shocked he would attack into this. Oh my
Yeah,
god, and it was a quest. I've never seen that before.
that is interesting. So it's going to work out for him, but I agree. I think attacking into the set is very, very risky. Smashing Ground's going to trade, which if you're Josh, that's pretty good. The Fusilier doesn't have an effect or anything, as far as I know. It's just like a vanilla beater. So we're going to see. Surely you'd have a Glad Beast to come out. Rescue Cat, the best Glad Beast, going to come out. We'll see. Test Tiger and Sam Knight.
Or thinking about it, but this is pretty much, I think, the only. Okay,
He's just going to Bestiary. Yeah. Bestiary in defense. Get rid of the Dust Tornado, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, but not attacking doesn't. It isn't making a lot of sense to me at this point.
Got another Test Tiger.
That's why. Are we running the Secutor?
Hoplimus. Interesting.
Oh.
I mean, you're probably, to your point, you're probably not running Secutor. Otherwise, you 100% go for that when there's no back row. So he's just going to wall up. And we'll see how that plays out. This card, unfortunately, like, you're playing against a virus deck. If Deck Devi comes out, it doesn't really matter how much defense this Hoplimus has. Like, it's going down.
Yeah. I think that typically in the Test Tiger builds, I think it's pretty common to play Secutor. So maybe he should try that one out because it's very, very good in situations like this. But we're going to get the Cold Wave. Josh has no response, so any attacks will be going through.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I would be attacking with that Hoplimus just for the damage and to get some sort of effect.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe there's nothing better that you can get. He may also probably end on Laquari Hoplimus. It's a really good board. But actually, yeah, no, of course, you want to blow up that back row.
Yep, so Geyserus is coming out. I agree. I think you attack with Hoplimus. If you want to keep Hoplimus out, you can always make it off of the other Glad Beast, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about summoning this Geyserus like this. I think just the threat of having, like, if he had not summoned the Geyserus, Josh can't set any back row, so he would just have 2 monsters on the field. But I guess at the same token, maybe he can get his Bestiary ran over, and he doesn't want that to happen. But he's gonna be able to get in with both. Josh has the Gores, but we're gonna be able to deal with these monsters, presumably. Because it looks like, I think the Darius, you can tag into... You could tag into the Bestiary with the Darius, and then do Murmillo with the others, and clear everything. But he's going to opt to leave the token up. I don't think the Virus Vayu deck plays... I don't know if it plays Caius or not, so I don't know what Josh can do with this token.
Yep. We're just going to get Big Herc out, which against a virus player should be GG's. I'm not really sure what you can do to get rid of this card that doesn't use a lot of resources. But yeah, generally also, I think it's a good idea to take Gores out against Glad Beast. I just find, like, if they're doing damage, they'll be able to make Murmillo. So, it's hard to say. But as a Frog player, I'm always taking out Gores. I feel like it's kind of a dead card.
Yeah, I take it out. If anything, when I use it against Glads, it's like I want to tribute summon it just because it's a big monster. Yep. Oh, but look, this is what I was kind of.
This is the out. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch this before, but yeah, it's like you don't really want to leave him with a monster to be able to out your big Herc. So I was thinking it might be better to blow everything up, and we see the punish.
I agree. It's really the only out to Herc is Caius, right? So you just have to play around it. But we're going to see Proving Ground is coming out to get something that will need to be used in pair with a Test Tiger or something if it's going to get any value. But we'll see. He's going to go Laquari. But 2 Test Tigers are already gone, so I'm curious what the play is. Josh is in a pretty good spot, though. He's got 2 back row. And we'll see what happens. I think he's summoning... No? Oh, I do see the 3rd Test Tiger, so that's really, really good. He saw all 3 this game.
Must be nice.
So that's pretty good.
I mean, you have to go for it, really, right? Like, you can't just...
Yeah. I believe if he does have deck heavy set, you can chain it to Test Tiger activating as well. He's going to go Gale. Just going to get War Charioted. Caius is still big problem for Glads, especially when you're on low resources.
Top deck's another Glad in the form of Proving Ground. So surely you got to go for the play now. I mean, I would have probably just went for it last turn into the back row and just prayed. But pretty much you have no other options here other than to go for the Test Tiger Murmillo play, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's really your only play. So I think to your point, you just pray. It's probably not going through, but we'll see. Test Tiger's coming out. He's going to activate. It will go through. So that's really good. Murmillo going to pop the Caius, except he has Skill Drain. So it will be doing nothing. And that's his last card. We've got Skill Drain and Caius. Against Glad Beast, that feels pretty good. Yeah, he's going to run over the Murmillo. We're going to get a draw set pass. Plague is coming out. Just going to do some damage. He's going to deprison the Caius. So now we just have this Plague sitting. But regardless, this Skill Drain is putting in work. Even if there is a Glad Beast, nothing's going to happen. Card Trooper's coming out. He's going to mill for cost. Just to see 3. Very unfortunate. Not milling anything useful, but always worth a shot. And just going to attack for little damage again. Three mills again from Card Trooper, and this time we see some good mills. We've got Necrogardna, Sirocco. Not sure if there's a Vayu. It looks like there is. And I'm not sure what life is at, but he's got to be getting close. He's been chipping away with this Card Trooper and Plague for a few turns.
Let's see if Josh decides to synchro here in main 2. You could go for Stardust to kind of protect your skill drain. But he's just gonna rock with it. When you get GBs with this much card advantage, there's almost no coming back. GBs are a deck that needs to like have the initiative on you to be doing their game plan.
Yep. I agree. This is going to be really, really hard to come back from. He's just going to pass. He's too scared of the back row. But unless he has a way to deal with this Armed Wing, this Sequester is just going to die. We'll see. I think to your point, it would be really good to make a Stardust now. But he's just going to tribute Elfin. I'm assuming this would be a game shot. Otherwise, it seems like it'd be pretty greedy. And it is. So that's just going to be the game.
GG's.